right. It looks like we got everybody in here now. Perfect. All right. So, first and foremost, guys, I wanted to thank everybody for logging on and listening to our presentation that we had for you guys here today. Me and Drew put a lot of thought into this, into what has made us successful in our lives up into this point. But first and foremost, of course, I just want to make sure everyone's doing well with the coronavirus, everything that's going on. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope your families are okay. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're taking care of yourselves, and of course, I hope you're taking care of others while we're all quarantined. But during this quarantine, who's to say that we can't practice a little self-development and come out a little bit better as people, or find a way to become more successful out of all this? And so that's why we wanted to put this together. But we figured where better to start than the beginning, how to start your mornings off. I truly believe that the first step that we take is the most important and the hardest to finding success. But if we never take that first step, then we're of course never going to get to the end. Now, that idea is not an idea that is unique to me. I want to credit the great John Wooden. Some of you guys may not know who he is. Honestly, he's a basketball coach, NCAA men's basketball coach, one of the most successful ever. He won 10 championships in 12 years, quite impressive, a run that's never been matched. But the truth is, his friends, his peers, people say he would have been successful at anything that he did, really. It's because of the way that he went about it, his mentality. And that's something important to know. He actually wrote a book on this called The Pyramid of Success. Now that pyramid, those building blocks, that foundation that you lay is going to be crucial in finding that success that we're looking for. Now, success there is in quotes because it is a relative term. Now, it's easier to quantify when we're relating things like this to business, to actual numbers, but these same principles can be practiced in anything that we do. The truth is, he used to come into practice, or there's stories, I guess, rumors. He used to come into practice, and before even teaching them how to dribble a basketball, he would teach you how to put your socks on and your shoes the right way, lace up your shoes the right way so that your feet don't get hurt. Because obviously, if your feet are hurting, then you're not going to be able to play basketball. So we're going to follow that same principle throughout this, and follow it through the concept of waking up early. Waking up early and getting a head start on our day is crucial to the next steps that we take throughout, and then ultimately how we finish our day as well. There are correlations to our health and our wellness. So metaphorically speaking, putting on our socks and shoes the right way. And there are correlations to success. CEOs, actors, people, successful people tend to wake up earlier. And so it's something that we should take a look at and put into practice in our own lives. And why don't we go ahead and take a look at why? The first thing is waking up early. It gives you more energy, believe it or not. I know a lot of us like to wake up at 10 o'clock, and if we wake up anytime before that, then all we want to do is get to our next nap. But the truth is, people who wake up earlier tend to have more energy throughout the day. Why is that? You tend to go to sleep earlier. Your body will actually reflect or accumulate or acclimate to what is happening. So if you're waking up consistently at the same time every day, then your body is going to find a way to get the hours that you need of sleep. So studies have shown that you're actually more likely to have 7 to 9 hours of sleep, the sleep that your body needs and that your mind needs, when you are waking up earlier. And that energy that we're looking for is not just about waking up, but it's actually about being present, being there. Studies have shown it takes 2 to 4 hours for your body and mind to fully wake up. Now, that can be different for people, and there are supplements. I know people drink coffee and whatever it may be. But the truth is, to avoid that process, or to be fully attentive by the time we get to work or whatever it is we're looking to do, we need to give ourselves a fighting chance. We need to have been awake and been prepared before that moment. Waking up, it can reduce stress. It can reduce your chance of depression. It gives you, your mind and body, more time to prepare for the day, as I was stating before. Just imagine giving yourself an extra 2 hours every day before you even go to work. You can really use that morning to get ahead. Now, I put some basic ideas in here, like we can find the time to exercise, for meditation. We can plan throughout the day. Now, that one's crucial because think about it. Think how stressed we are about our workload throughout the day if we realize we only have an hour to turn something in, whether it's a school assignment, a project, or if it is a business project. But if we've woken up earlier and given ourselves time to see what we need to get done, plan ahead, your mind, instead of stressing itself out, will actually prepare, calm itself down, and give yourself the time you need to accomplish what you need to that day. So you can take this day by day. You can plan day by day with that extra time. Having a good breakfast, of course, and little things like beating the traffic. How many of us just get enraged because we're in bumper to bumper traffic on our way to work? And we're showing up 2 minutes before work starts because we were in that traffic. Well, if we're ahead of that, then we can actually reduce our stress levels, because we got to work at an okay time, and our body is already fully prepared and awake and ready to go. Guys, stress is a key factor in this because it leads to depression, it leads to other issues. So instead of taking a step in the right direction, waking up late, we're taking a step in the wrong direction. As we've seen, depression is a major issue here in the United States. It's growing year by year in the percentages of people diagnosed with depression. So we need to give ourselves a fighting chance. And so, again, that stress, that depression that we're looking for, I pull up this chart because it's important to look at it. See what's causing the public, the people, their stress. 46% said their workload that they're taking on. 20% juggling work, personal lives. So that's 66% right there of people that are just trying to figure out how to fit all their activities into one day. If you woke up a couple of hours earlier, if instead of waking up at 8:30, you woke up at 5. I know it's a crazy idea. I know we all scoff at that at the first thought. But if we gave ourselves that extra 3.5 hours, imagine what you could get done in the day. How much would your stress go down? And I've already proven to you that or the studies have already proven to us that we would have the energy that we need in order to get throughout the rest of the day. Right? We wouldn't be begging for that morning coffee or whatever it may be to get us up. Those energy drinks, the Red Bulls, right? So we need to give ourselves a chance. We need to wake up earlier and start developing that habit now, because it is going to take time, but it is the first step to have success. And Drew is going to talk to us a little bit as well about how the business aspect, how people, it really is correlated with people having success. So Drew, I'm going to turn this over to you. Are you there? Drew, if you could go ahead and connect there.
Hey everyone, it's Drew Watson here. I'm going to be adding to what Alex has said and creating morning habits to be a successful person. My first slide I want to talk about is the early bird does in fact get the worm. I think we've heard this saying throughout our life many times, and I kind of want to talk about some personal experiences about getting that worm to start off. Number one, I have a picture here of looks like a gentleman wakeboarding, and the reason I bring this up is because I'm big into boating. My family and I, we go to Lake Powell about twice a year. We go to Pineview in northern Utah a lot. We're big in skiing, wakeboarding, surfing, you name it. And especially when we go to Lake Powell, we found the earlier you get up in the morning, the better water you have. And a lot of people, they're there on vacation, so they don't want to wake up early, and I've been that way for sure. But waking up about 5:30, 6 o'clock, when that sun comes up, the water is just glass. And so you're going to get your best skiing on the trip in that early stages in the morning. And so what I found is about 9:30, 10:30, everyone got done with breakfast, everyone's up, they might have kids, and they're all on the water at 10:30. And so you don't want to be on the water at 10:30 because it's choppy, it's wavy, it's busy, it's windy, it's kind of a mess. Number two is my work. So I'm in sales right now in Salt Lake City, and I try to get in every morning around 7:30, 8. Obviously, some days it's 8:30 or maybe 9. But what I have found by getting in early is I catch up on my emails, I do my follow-up, and I'm ready for the rest of the day about 10 o'clock. And that is really big when I compare it to my other coworkers who are still in college like me and maybe a little bit younger, and they're strolling in around 9:30, 10. And so they're catching up on their emails and their follow-up by lunchtime. And then they go to lunch, and then like your day is almost over. And so by getting in earlier, my boss and my inbound team send me more appointments. I talk to a lot more people, which leads into closing more deals. And so it makes my overall performance better, makes my paychecks better, and it just makes everything better. Makes me a lot happier as well. Let's move on to the next one. I want to talk about this book. It's called Make Your Bed by Admiral William H. McRaven. I'm sure a lot of you, or maybe have not read this, but hopefully you have, and I encourage you to if you haven't. I've read this for school and I've read this for work, so I've read it a couple times. And he was in the military, and they train each military person, or actually, sorry, it was Navy SEALs. Each Navy SEAL is trained to make their bed first thing, like nice and tight, same way every single morning. And that teaches us a lot of lessons. Number one is consistency. It's hard to be consistent, especially in this day and age. And so to create that consistency is going to help you be successful. Number two is you're starting your day off on the right foot, accomplishing a task. And so it doesn't matter how your day goes, you've always accomplished one task the very second you wake up. And then he also talks about how there's a snowball effect. Once you accomplish one, you're going to want to accomplish 2 and 3 and 4. By the end of the day, you can accomplish 12 tasks and have a really successful day. And so I think it's funny with all the stuff that the Navy SEALs do, that's like their first lesson is making your bed. And it's so small and simple, but that's what they start on. So obviously it's a little important. Your why. So why are we talking about this, and why do we need to do this? I would just encourage everyone to try to make these changes in their life. I know it's hard to get up out of bed every morning, to start your day off by making your bed and getting into some healthy habits in the morning. We found this graph here. It kind of demonstrates your overall happiness between 0 to 10. And then it has a line going this way, people waking up at 4 a.m., then here is noon. And it has some different colored dots here. It has a red dot and a blue dot. The red dot demonstrates you're waking up with an alarm. The blue dot is no alarm. And you can see down here there's a lot more blue dots, so people aren't waking up with an alarm, so they're waking up later. And the overall kind of happiness declines a little bit, especially in this area. And I found it really interesting that people are more happier getting up early. And I just think when you're getting up that early, you're accomplishing a lot in a day. Over this Corona break, I have actually slept in a lot more in this break than in my entire life. And it feels like I haven't accomplished that much on the day-to-day task. So I challenge everyone, same with Alex, to start building these habits and to start getting up early and to just see how that can change your life. Might as well give it a shot. So thanks for listening. Appreciate it.